Alright, I'm going to do this quick stream for you guys. Come on. Alright. Alright. Here we go. Oh, it's still almost done. Let's see. Alright. Hey guys. Okay, so my niece asked me last night to make this dish for her, or give me her recipe. And I'm like, okay, that's going to be hard. So I decided that I was going to share it with her and y'all. And it's something that I pretty much known for. It's one of my signature meals. And hopefully this works out great and we don't have any issues with anything here as far as you guys seeing this or anything. I'm trying to get my settings perfect so it's not output. There we go. Let's do it for 80. Let's do this at 1,000. Alright. That should be good. Alright. So, give me 1 second. So I already got the water. Of course, you want to always start with your water. The water takes forever. So I have the water almost to a boil. I put some just regular canola oil in there, so that way it will not let your pasta stick. So if you use salt, you can use salt too, but I really like to use oil. I find just a little bit of oil will, why is this not changing anything? Okay, maximum, okay. Well, it says it's right. Okay, so I won't be able to chat I won't be able to probably see the chat, so I'm just going to cook. So basically what this is we're going to do, it's a Bowtie pasta. So you can use other pastas if you want. Sorry, I'm getting notifications. Forgot to shut off my notification. You can use other pastas, but this one, if you go to Bahama Breeze, this recipe is very similar to the Bahama Breeze recipe. So we're going to do it like their recipe. So what we have right now in the wok is we have some olive oil and some garlic and some onions. So we're going to saute those up. We're going to boil the pasta. The vegetables that go into this recipe are our little asparagus, guys, and mushrooms. Just regular, you can use Bella mushrooms if you want. These are just regular white mushrooms. So we'll be putting those in the wok. We're also going to be cooking the chicken. So on the chicken, when I go to, I buy my chicken from Sprouts. It's non-hormone, no hormones in their chicken. And their chicken breasts are so huge that I fillet them in half. So if you were doing like, hey, Scratch and Go Crazy, I'm making dinner. So I won't be, as soon as I start cooking, I won't be able to see the chat. But Teresa should be here so she can look at the chat in a minute. She's just getting ready for work. So what I was saying was, when I go and get, you're ready for dinner. Awesome, Giz. I'm going to teach you a new recipe. I know you probably won't like it because you don't like Alfredo sauce, but it's one of my specialties. So some of you know and don't know that I owned an Italian restaurant with Teresa's dad. So that was 20 years ago. But a lot of people also don't know that Teresa and I don't really go out very much here in Vegas. So if we're going to do like a food review for a place, we really love their food, because it just seems like every time we've gone out, a lot of times she'll be like, Mom, your food is so much better than this. Why are we paying for this food when we can eat at home? Hey, Linda. Surprise. My niece wanted to learn how to make this, so I'm making this video for her, and I just figured I'd go live and show you guys that came in. But it will be unlisted, so hope you guys enjoy it. So anyway, getting back to the actual meal. So on the chicken breast, I get the full chicken breast at Sprouts, but their chicken breasts are incredibly huge. So I have a really good fillet knife, and I fillet it in half, and we fillet our chicken breasts, and then we put them in little baggies and put them in the freezer, so that way we just have individual chicken breasts to thaw out for each dinner. So this will be a half of a chicken breast. I'm making this for 2 people. It's going to be enough for probably 4 people, but I always make extra because Teresa absolutely loves this. Hey, Scratch Queen, I know you're going live, honey. I'm just doing my quick little video for my niece. So what I was going to say was, it's really for 2 servings, but Teresa loves leftovers. Mystic Girl, hey, honey. How you guys doing? So, if you missed any of it, you'll have the link. Make sure you keep the link, because this will go unlisted as soon as it's over. But I think you'll be able to see it if you're subscribed to us, because I'm doing this for mostly our Star Insider members. But I figured I'll let you, whoever's in the live can see it. So, like I said, we have you always want to start your water like way before. I started like 20 minutes before I'm going to cook, because it takes so long. So that's about ready. We got the onions and garlic and olive oil in the wok. I'm going to go grab the chicken and get another fry pan. So this is an amazing recipe, but it requires a lot of cookware. So I use 4 pans. We'll have another pan here for the Alfredo sauce, which I make at Scratch. I do not use canned Alfredo sauce. I don't use canned very much anything. We kind of deboxed ourselves. We don't eat things out of boxes typically. Maybe a rice dish, but no Hamburger Helper. No, everything's from scratch in this house. So I've had a few people go, why don't you show us how to cook? You owned a restaurant, you should show us how to cook. So we're going to start that always with olive oil. I use olive oil all the time. The main spice in this is this Tony's original Creole seasoning. So I love this stuff, and it's a bit spicy, so if you want less spice, just pull it back a little bit. But this stuff is the bomb. This is what we're going to cook the chicken in, and we're going to put a little bit of this in the Alfredo. The bomb. So let's put a little bit in the pan. You just want enough olive oil to coat the pan. And then we use a ton of garlic in here. We don't ever have to worry about vampires coming to our house. Garlic is amazing. As you guys know, I had a heart attack. We eat a lot of garlic here. It's amazing. I had a heart attack because we eat so much garlic. So we're going to have garlic in there. Put that in. And then let me go grab the chicken breast. Now, like I said, this chicken breast is half of a breast. So if you're making this for a family for 4, you're going to fillet it in half, and then you're going to cook 2 of them. But we're only 2 here, so see, we got our. Now I like waiting on. Now Bowtie pasta typically takes about 12 to 14 minutes. So as soon as this chicken is halfway done, I'm going to throw the pasta in there. So let me get a little fork. Get our chicken in here. I'm waiting for my new buttons. All of a sudden my buttons started breaking. That little gray thing in there, or plastic thing, or metal thing, or whatever. So we're just going to put our chicken breast in the pan. And no, I'm not wearing gloves. I'm not cooking for a restaurant. So I guess if I need to wear gloves, I can, but I don't wear gloves when I'm cooking at home. I would have to be in the restaurant to do that. So I'm just going to let that get started. Leave that there. Am I making everybody hungry yet? Well, I will in a minute. Okay, we're going to get another saute pan out, or just a little, you know, what's that, like a 5/4? So we're going to take, again, pull this back while I do the Alfredo, so the Alfredo is going to be in this pan. So you're going to take 2 to 3. I love Paula Deen, you know, and the fact that she uses butter a lot. I love butter. So 2 to 3 tablespoons of butter, pop it in there, and then we're going to do a teaspoon of garlic again. Yes, garlic again. Now, if you don't like garlic, of course, you don't have to put garlic in here. And if you guys are chatting, I cannot see the chat. It has frozen on my phone, so I will catch up with the chat as soon as Teresa gets in here. Okay, so let's turn this up. But if you have a question, just leave it in the comments on the video, and I will try to answer it. Or if you're in our Facebook group, which Nightbot will probably be dropping the link. If you're in our Facebook group, you will be seeing how you can message me from there. So, if you have any questions. So, I don't like to cook this chicken breast on a high heat. When you cook chicken breast at a very high heat, it tends to get tough. So, I kind of take my time on the chicken breast. And there's a lot of pans, a lot of things going on, but it all comes together really fast at the end. So, okay, so we have our butter and garlic. We're just going to turn this on to a kind of low, you know, like medium low. Melt that butter. We don't want to scorch the butter. Now on the Alfredo, So a typical Alfredo recipe you're going to use, if you're making it for a full family, you're going to use a half a cup of heavy whipping cream, and then a half a cup of a whole milk, and then a half a cup of Parmesan cheese. I'm not making that much, so, and I've already used this, so I'm just going to take my quarter measuring third cup, and whatever comes in here, I will equal it. So it's about a third of a cup. So I will add an equal amount of whole milk. So a third cup of whipping cream. Just going to let that butter melt. As soon as the butter melts, we will add some little Creole seasoning. Now you can do a lot of variations with this. If you don't like the asparagus or the mushrooms, a really good alternative to asparagus is spinach. Spinach is really good in here. If you don't like the mushrooms, you can just omit the mushrooms. But like I said, this is kind of a copycat recipe to teach you how to make the Bahama Breeze Jamaican Jerk Pasta, which is amazing. So if you've been to Bahama Breeze, either in Vegas, I think they have them in Florida. Hey, Trees? Can I have you come and bring your chat because my chat's frozen? Yeah. Okay. And I can't see if there's any questions. So you just want to turn this. We're cooking this in the olive oil. I don't want to get it too, just lightly brown on each side. And you know what? When you're filleting this, it actually cooks faster. So I'll show you my fillet knife, which I love. And you guys are going to laugh because this fillet knife right here.
Did you need my phone?
Yeah, because I can't see the chat. It's frozen. You got to turn down the voice though. This fillet knife is actually a Ginso fillet knife, and it's amazingly good. We were at a little event, and they had the Ginsu guys there, and oh my god, it's probably one of the best fillet knives I've ever used.
It's okay.
Next time I'll have my other phone with me. I forgot. I'm just trying to make this quick video so Jess knows how to make this without... Because she wants a recipe, and I'm like, this is kind of a tough... And then you'll have this for yourself so you can watch it. Alright, if you ever forget anything. Alright. So Teresa gave me her chat. Hey, Casanova. Yeah, it's okay, Howard. This is a surprise live. I'm just really doing this because my niece wants to learn how to make this recipe. So I don't expect anybody to be in here. And if you have the link, you can watch it later if you want. Yeah, bowl full of pancakes. You should. I do catering. I used to cater a lot. Go ahead and send me an email to Vegas Slot Star, not Vegas Slot Star, but Vegas Slot Star at Gmail. And I do catering. When Teresa was at Cadillac, I did quite a bit of catering. Oh, I'm gonna have to remove some of these. Disregard the Ranger gaming thing, I'm sorry. Yeah, right? Well, if you missed the beginning, I was saying that Teresa's dad and I actually owned a restaurant, Italian restaurant 20 years ago, and he is a chef in New York at Silver Lake golf course. So he's actually, I think, the manager there. So if you're in upstate New York and you're close to Silver Lake, go see Teresa's dad. All right, our butter and our garlic is ready. So we're going to turn that down. We're going to add, just keep your Creole seasoning. Howard, you will like that this is a Creole recipe. I know you're from Louisiana. So just keep your Creole seasoning close. And you can use any Creole seasoning. This is just the one I use. Don't put a ton in there unless you want it really spicy. Like, I don't have too much in there. Like, a couple shakes. You know, you can always try it. You can add some later, but you can't take away. Once something's spicy, you can't take it away. So, be very careful about. And so, the chicken's going to have the Creole seasoning on it. The vegetables have just a touch. So, you'll have plenty of Creole. Now, if you don't like a spicy, hotter the better. There you go. Well, Howard, I think you're going to love this recipe. This is my signature Jamaican Jerk Pasta. So I call it Jamaican Jerk, but it's really like a Creole jerk. But, so we're using Bowtie Pasta right here. No, we don't have chili peppers in this. The only thing we have in the vegetables is garlic, onions, and we're doing asparagus and mushrooms. Now, like I said earlier, if you don't like the asparagus, you can switch that out for spinach. It would use fresh spinach. I don't like using frozen spinach. I use fresh spinach for everything. All right, so we're going to put the 1/3 of a cup of whipping cream in there. Always measure out your whipping cream first because it's really super thick. And then you can just put your whole milk. I prefer whole milk. If you're going to do, this is not really a low-cal Alfredo sauce. If you want to do low-cal, I guess you can use 2%. But just remember, you're going to have to add more Parmesan cheese because the whole milk is actually going to help thicken it up. So we want to heat this. We don't want to scorch the milk. We are on a medium-low heat. We just want to heat it up so it's warm. And then we're going to add our egg. Awesome, Howard. So then you guys are going to love this recipe. So this is just half of a chicken breast filleted. And we're cooking it at a really low temperature. And once I feel like it's like 90% done, like I can tell you if I cut into that right now, I'm going to see some pink. But what we're going to do is we're going to slice it and then we're going to put it back in the olive oil and garlic to do the final cook. So while we're waiting for that, we are going to add our pasta because it takes, like I said, 10 to 12 minutes. And I will be done in that amount of time. So, oh, I love the bacon. Are you talking about the hot bacon salad? I love hot bacon salad. It's like one of my favorites. Love hot bacon salad. So, like I said, I have a little bit of canola oil and, you know, obviously a lot of water in here. I always make sure there's more water than pasta, especially on bow ties and rigatonis. They just tend to expand. But I always use oil. I don't use salt. Well, possibly scratch and go. We'll see how good, I'll see how good you are. Like I said, Teresa and I very rarely go out. So if we do a restaurant review, it's because we absolutely love that place. All right, so now that the chicken is about done, we're going to pull this back. We're going to start our olive oil, onions, and garlic in our wok. And this you can do a medium heat. You can go, I don't really add a little bit more once the asparagus is added. Trevor, hey, hi, welcome to Miss Mama T's Cooking. Mama T's Cooking. And I only have 15%, so I'm going to, hopefully I can get this done before my phone dies. One mighty bar, yes, we're cooking. Didn't know that Mommy was a cook, huh? I'm actually more of a baker. You guys should My specialty is cheesecake. I used to have people come from 40 miles away to come get our cheesecake when we lived in Idaho. So cheesecake was the thing. So as soon as those onions turn translucent, I'm going to throw the mushrooms in. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but if you add salt to any of your stir fry, which I don't add a lot of salt because of my heart stuff, but if you add salt to vegetables with mushrooms, fresh mushrooms, it will actually expel water out of that mushroom, so we won't be adding any salt to the vegetables. You can add those later. Cheesecake milkshake, that sounds good. Do that. Very short. All right, these you lunch actually breakfast. Question mark. Buffering? It would be buffering because of the phone charge. Let me put it to 360 and see if that changes. Oh, so enough. So we're going to take, and that's another thing, I never waste my egg whites. So if I'm doing a meal, sorry, I got to get in my container. If I'm doing a meal, I always, and I need an egg yolk, I always save my egg whites for breakfast. So this requires an egg yolk and not an egg white. So when you're doing Alfredo, you have to make sure that when you put the egg yolk in there, you have your whisk ready, because if you don't, you're going to make scrambled eggs, and you don't want that. You're trying to make a sauce. So I'm just going to pop this in here and then start breaking it up. You want to break it up real fast. And I don't whisk on the bottom of my pan. I whisk on the side. Get that all whisked in there. Alright, that's done. So now we're going to turn that down to low, and we will add our Parmesan. Now another thing that I like to add to this is bacon. So if you guys have a Costco, here's your mushrooms in there. Always fresh ingredients. We love Gordon Ramsay. Always fresh ingredients. Okay. I do too. I watch cooking videos when I'm hungry too. Alright, so we're just going to let that sit in there. We're going to take our chicken back. I'm going to get my fork. We're going to start slicing up this chicken. Making sure it's done. We'll put it back in the skillet. Now, I don't put the chicken in the skillet with the vegetables until I know the chicken was done. You want to make sure the chicken is done before you add it to the vegetables, because you could get cross-contamination and salmonella, and I would rather not get salmonella. Yeah, it's just buffering a little bit. I don't know why it is. I have the stream set to a very low bit rate. It might just be where I'm at in the house, so I apologize. Good thing this isn't me playing slots, because then you would have missed my bonus. But each step takes a minute, so. Alright, so I got the chicken all cut up. I'm just going to grab my skillet here and throw it all back into the skillet. This is much harder. Where is my chicken in skillet? Boom, boom, boom. Boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Alright. So let's move this forward. And if you have a piece or two that's too big, just pull it out and cut it. Yeah. She is a cute puppy. And she's waiting for anything to fall on the floor, trust me. They are in there. They're just not boiling like they are in there. They're cooking. It's on high. They're cooking. They're just cooking not as fast as I'd like them to. I have it on high. So I don't know. The water was boiling when I put them in, so it's okay. Alright, so we have our chicken back in here. Got a couple pieces here. Want to make sure, like I said, that these chicken pieces are done before we put them in with our vegetables. So we're just going to give them a toss with the Creole. Like I said, just a little bit of olive oil to coat the bottom. Couple shakes of that Tony's Creole seasoning and some garlic, and this is all you need for the chicken portion. So we'll just let that cook for a couple seconds and then we'll throw it in with the chicken. Alright, back to our Alfredo. This is a meal that you will not leave your kitchen. So I've made this so many times. I just use, you can use real, on this one I don't prefer to use fresh Parmesan because it clumps up. I just use, you can get this big ass Parmesan cheese at Costco for like $6 or $7 sometimes. So when they're on sale, we buy them. So I got the Parmesan cheese in there, boom. I just kind of eyeball it because I've done it so long. You just want to have an equal of like a third of a cup. And then you're just going to break it up on the side with your whisk. Break it up on the side with your whisk. You want it smooth and creamy. Like I said, this is one of Teresa's favorite, all-time favorite meals. So at this point, you can check the Alfredos, Creole Alfredo, if you want, and see if it's spicy enough for you. I guess if you're Howard and you want it flaming hot, you would add more. But just remember, there's Creole in this too. So I don't like to put too much seasoning in something and then it overpowers the whole dish. So it's like, for me, it's just like a kick, and that's what I'm happy about. Okay, so we're going to go get our bacon. Now, if you guys have Costco or BJ's, well, this is a Kirkland item. We love, okay, so this is the bacon crumbles from Kirkland. I think this whole bag, which is 1.25 pounds, is like $11, $12. Sometimes they're on sale. I use this all the time. I use this for breakfast omelets. I use this for a lot of my pastas. A lot of, I'll do a video with my Italian stir fry that I do. I love this stuff. It's a lot easier than, and it's real bacon, and it's a lot easier to use than frying up extra bacon. So we're just going to put a handful in there. And another thing is, this bacon has a little bit of smoke to it, so it will actually really accentuate the sauce. Okay, so this chicken is done. We don't want to overcook it, so I'm just going to, I don't want to put all that olive oil in there, so I'm just going to kind of pop it in like this. Boom, 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 boom. Back on the grill. Back on there. Okay, we're going to give this a toss. Our mushrooms aren't quite done, but they're pretty close, so. You know, if you overcook your mushrooms, they just disappear, it seems like. Alright. So that's done, that's done. All we're waiting on is the bow tie. Let's pull one out and see. We like our pasta al dente. And if you don't know what al dente is, it's kind of not overdone. So let's see. You know what then, Linda? These bacon, if you have Costco, these real bacon bits, they don't have fat on them. That's why I think they're more, Teresa, can you do that while I check the pasta?
Do what?
Just, okay, the pasta's almost done. Yeah, I love bacon too. All right, where is our strainer? Where'd you put the strainer? There it is. Okay, so the pasta's almost done. Almost done. Just a little bit left in the center. Bow ties take a while. Okay, so this is I'm at 5%, so I'm going to try to get this done before I die. My phone dies. This is the egg white. I just put a lid on this, and I'll use it for breakfast for an omelet. With an extra, I'll use that and another egg, and it's like a 1.5 egg omelet. All right. This is thickened up quite nice. And here is our, I'll switch you guys now. You guys can be over here now. There you go. Everybody's busy. Oh, I'm on Top Tab, that's why. I'm like, okay, let me see. Did I miss anybody? Yeah, like I said, Linda, the fat, you don't have that problem. It's the fire on. Yeah, the fire is on. So in this recipe, I used 1/4 of an onion for this. So a half of a half. And like I said, I will use this bottom. Now, I'll give you a little asparagus. So if it's white, you're going to cut it till it's green. Don't try to eat asparagus if it's still white. You want to cut it till you see the green. So let me show you. You've never, because I'm sure there's people that don't eat asparagus. So see how it's greener here? It's greener here. You want to cut it. You don't want that white thing. It's too roughage. Too much rough. It is looking good, right? It is good. It's very good. Okay. All right, let's try our pasta one more time. Hopefully it's done, because I probably am like 3% battery. I wasn't thinking that my battery would die. Pasta is done. All right. Now I used a half a bag of bow tie. If you're making this for more people, of course, you'd use a whole bag. Therese, will you hold this? I'm at the end and I can't. Alright, let's bring it over here. Alright. Just put it on top of that. Alright, so here's the thing. When you're eyeballing the sauce, you don't want to go crazy and put all your pasta in. What you want to do is put some of your pasta in, like that much. You want to mix it up. Now, if we have extra plain pasta, Teresa will eat that with butter and Parmesan. We just want to make sure we have enough Alfredo to cover all the pasta and all the vegetables. So let's see where we're at. Teresa, can you shut off that? I love using spatulas because I get everything out of there. Alright. So we're just going to mix this up. So we definitely have enough for a little bit more pasta. Not a lot. Might have one little serving in there, Treese, of regular. Alright, and that's what you want to do. So that is the Jamaican Jerk Bowtie Pasta, which it should be really the Creole Jerk, but I copied this. Well, I didn't copy it, but Bahama Breeze has their own recipe, and that is it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the little cooking video, and my phone is dying. So you guys have a great night.